Happy Monday, everybody. Tuesday in the land down under. Other days and other eras and other parts of the galaxy. So good to be with you again. Let's see if I can make a slight adjustment here. Hold on one sec. This windowsill, we'll just keep it as it is. We're making some attempted viewing adjustments for your viewing pleasure. But your viewing pleasure is going to be this here and now. And some good stuff to get into with you today. Hope you all had a good weekend. Hello, Minahil. Minahil, where are you from again? Hey, Tracy. Tracy's down in Australia. Morning time for Martin in California. Sylvia, where are you right now, Sylvia? Bulgaria? So good to be with everybody. Let's just have a little grounding meditation to start off with and create a resonant field of presence together. So we're going to close our eyes. Slow, deep breaths. The bottom of the stomach, filling up the lungs. Just letting go of everything that's come before this moment, everything that's happened earlier in the day to this point, the weekend, this life, previous lives, any kind of issues in the workplace, the family place, roadways, just letting it all go right now. And for this next few moments, creating a field of presence to truly and fully be here together. There's an electromagnetic frequency that emanates from our hearts, and when we're present together, focused on the same point of attention together, the electromagnetic frequency of the hearts attuned with each other to create a shared resonant field that's exponentially more powerful than when we're lost in the illusion of separation. In this field, magic and miracles arise. The potential as clear channels, clear open channels for the divine to move through us, for the universal creative intelligence to move through us. Open up new insights, new pathways. New epiphanies and shifts in consciousness can come into being when we're relaxed and open and present and here, fully here and now, receptive and connected to this intelligence which is larger than ourselves. And feeling this great sense of gratitude and appreciation for each moment. Most importantly, this moment, right now. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. When you're ready, you can open your eyes with fresh, innocent eyes, as if you're seeing life for the first time. Just take a few moments to look around the space in silence. Notice if things feel more alive, colorful, present, vibrant, here and now. And welcome to a deeper here and now. The illusion of separation Yeah, well, we're going to talk about that today. Hi, Nisha. Good to have you with us. Hi, Phyllis. Feels so good to be here, doesn't it? There's a vibrational frequency that's present here when we're in this field together that transcends words and transcends language. Where are you from, Nisha? And there's a transmission, and so there's this kind of field of presence and aliveness and inner peace and freedom, inner freedom, liberation, unconditional love, and empowerment that transcends words, that transcends language. And it's felt, it's felt beyond the words. So just want to remind everyone of that. Without words, but also with words. So that as we share words here, and if some words don't make sense or some words aren't quite understood, and we're trying to find a definition of a certain word, that we realize this transmission that's blessing us and here for us and ever present for us beyond words or concepts or ideology. So there's a lot of intense things happening in the world. There's war, there's attempts at war, there's violence, there's mass murder, there's what we call terrorists, there's mass shootings, there's robberies, there's rapes, there's kidnappings, there's all sorts of horrible things happening in the world. And it could seem that someone who's presenting something of this manner, something that seems happy, something that seems maybe joyous, something that seems liberated, is unaware of these tragedies that are happening around the planet, is disconnected from these events that are happening around the planet. It could seem that way. But as we delve deeper and we look in to where the source of this inspiration is coming from, the source of the inspiration is coming from a place of connection, of communion, of harmony, of brotherhood and sisterhood, and of compassion. Compassion. So it's the compassion, the connection with all of humanity, where the inspiration is coming from. What I call the inspiration to transcend. The inspiration to transcend the human condition. The inspiration to transcend these thousands and thousands of years of human suffering that have felt and have been considered to be inevitable, by the collective. So when you feel the suffering, you feel the intensity of the suffering, the question arises, what is the way to make a change? What is the way to make a shift? So I recall some years ago, there was the United States was preparing for a military invasion, a military war on the nation of Iraq. And there was a protest that was going to happen. I didn't think it was I was in favor of peace at the time. I was in favor of world peace at the time. So I didn't think this was a good, I wasn't happy with this idea. And there was a protest march, an anti-war march in the city of San Francisco, of which I attended. And people had all these signs up and they had these posters. and everyone seemed very angry and very upset, and they were yelling things and shouting things, and there was a realization that to be against war doesn't solve anything or resolve anything. Actually, it perpetuates war. It's a place of disempowerment. It's giving power to the people who are perpetuating war, and the resistance confirms their authority. What we really want is not to be against war. We want to be for peace. We don't want to be against war. We want to be for peace. So the realization with the mind is always fishing it from not what you're against, but what are you for? Not what you're against. What you're against, what you resist, you create a sense of persist. We say what you resist persists, right? So what you resist persists, but not only persists, it's made stronger from the resistance. Like when you're lifting weights. You're lifting weights, the more the resistance, the stronger the muscles get, right? So the more we resist something, the more we give it life, we give it force. No resistance, if you offered no resistance to a muscle at all, it would atrophy. It wouldn't have any life force because there's nothing to push against. So we don't want to push against things because that makes things stronger. We want to look at what do we want to create? What do we want to create? Do we want to create peace? Do we want to create love? Do we want to create freedom? Do we want to create joy? Do we want to create inspiration? Do we want to create ecstasy? Do we want to create unlimited imagination? Do we want to create health? Do we want to create wellness? Do we want to create abundance? Do we want to create vitality? What do we want to create? Do we want to create beauty? What do we want to create? Do we want to create communion, harmony, unbounded love? What do we want to create? So this is where the mind starts to work. When you come in this space of resistance, you're trapped, you're locked, you're in a locked position with the same dynamic that you're against, and you're stuck there, and you're spinning around and around and around, and I'm getting dizzy, and we're all getting dizzy in this merry-go-round. As we come into the awakening in our consciousness, we become creative beings. We awaken to this creative intelligence that can shift above, so to speak, that whole paradigm. Because now we're in a creative energy. We're not in a reactive energy. So it's like, you do this, I do this back to you. You do that back to me, I do this back to you. Back to you. Well, we leave the whole game. We're not playing the game anymore. We're creating a new game. We're creating the game we want to play. So, to follow the example I was giving, so now there's a sense of, I want peace in the world, right? I want peace in the world. Where is the world? You're going to go out to the world and give the world peace? Are you going to give the world peace when you're angry inside and you're stressed inside and you're resistant and you're worrying and you're filled with anxiety? This is the way most people are trying to create peace in the world. So they'll go to some other country, some other nation, and try to create peace. Meanwhile, they're filled with stress and anxiety and worry and anger and resentment. So where are we going to create peace in the world? Where are you going to create peace in the world? Peace begins and ends inside ourselves. This is where we create peace in the world. This is where we truly, really change the world. Because when we recognize the realization of oneness, of the interconnection of all things, we recognize and realize that we are the world and the world is us. We are one with the world. So any shift in consciousness, any shift in perspective, any opening, any epiphany, opening of the heart, expansion of our consciousness, liberation, transcendence of suffering, that happens inside ourselves is then, not in time, but immediately a change in the world, because we are one with the world. There's one consciousness, and we're a part of that consciousness. So stop projecting on everybody else. Stop wanting everybody else to change. No one else needs to change. You do. Meaning I do. Meaning whoever is the viewpoint from where we're seeing things, we're seeing a reflection of ourselves. So if we want to change the world, we fundamentally, deeply and truly must take responsibility for our own consciousness, fully 100%. And that's where the shift happens. That's where this shift in consciousness happens. It starts within ourselves. So, when we realize this, when we step into this realization, this consciousness of the interconnection of all things, of the oneness of all of life, and that we are the one, we are the one, we are the ones we've been waiting for, as I often say, which is saying that comes down from the Hopi, the native peoples. Then there's this tremendous inspiration to embody the change we want to see in the world, to dream the dream we want to dream in the world, and to be, as Gandhi said, the change we want to see in the world. So if we want more love, we search to discover that love inside ourselves. If we want more wisdom, we search to discover that wisdom inside ourselves. If we want more peace, we search to discover that peace inside ourselves. More freedom, more empowerment, more compassion, more joy. We search to find it inside ourselves. And when we find it inside ourselves, and we find the way to transcend suffering inside ourselves, then we are a beacon of light for the universe, for the world, for our family, for our friends, for our community, for all of humanity. So just take a moment to feel it, to feel the truth, because it's here. Just breathe. What we're sharing here is experiential. This is not a lecture. This is not an intellectual exercise. This is not merely a sharing of ideas. The intention is to really, literally feel the energy, the vibration of what's behind the words, and to integrate, to awaken and integrate the opening that comes into being. So I'm very, very, truly and deeply excited about the times that we're in and the openings that are happening right now. You're not going to necessarily find them on the mainstream media, the CNN or Fox News or whatever your state-run, government-run news system is where you live. You're going to find it here. You're going to find it in places like this. This is the real news. This is what's so exciting that's happening, and this is the opportunity that everyone has. And this is the way that we're creating together right now. I'll just check some of the comments quick, and if you want to add any, feel free to do so. Sylvia, you bring a great, you really help to bring that energy here. Sylvia's been a part of the work and play I've been sharing deeply for years now, and your support is really appreciated. Your presence, just your presence, is really appreciated. Thank you. So Nisha says, it's such a simple concept. Why is it so difficult to grasp? Social conditioning? Question. When there is compassion and empathy, there is no separation. That's true, Sylvia. I mean, Phyllis and Sylvia. Sylvia says, I'm getting goosebumps. Yeah, it's really powerful. Thank you all so much for your beautiful comments and sharings. I love what's opening here, the sense of global community that's forming here. Please continue to leave, feel free to continue to leave comments below in the playback. And any further questions you have. I really appreciate your presence. And also check out the links to ways to delve in deeper. And we can share this message with more people if people leave donations. It gives us a chance to really use Facebook to boost the post to be shared with more people. So if you're inspired by the message and you want to share it with more people, please make a donation. Sending you so much love, gratitude, joy and wonder. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Share this presence with whoever you come in contact with the rest of the day. Just naturally, organically share this presence with them. And I'll see you in the next Soon Now.